What's going on, fellow Detroit Tigers fans? And here's a question. Should the Tigers trade Jose Iglesias to the Los Angeles Dodgers? Well, as most of you probably know, the Dodgers starting shortstop and young phenom Corey Seager, brother to Kyle Seager of the Mariners, is undergoing Tommy John surgery and will miss the rest of the year. While Tommy John surgery isn't as extreme as it is for pitchers, it's still not very good for position players, so he will miss the rest of the year, but he should more than likely be back by the start of next season. Jose Iglesias is a free agent at season's end, so it would make sense for the rebuilding Tigers to trade him, and a spot on a team is finally opened up, so might not be a bad idea to look at a few scenarios involving a trade to the Dodgers. Now, as we all know, Jose Iglesias is a superb defender. I believe Iglesias deserves a Gold Glove. But of course, in the American League, you have the likes of Francisco Lindor, Andrelton Simmons, among others. So, it's going to be very tough for him. And since he's not a great hitter, and a lot of times the Gold Glove winners go to players who can hit as well, which I don't think is right. It should be the best defender at a position, even if they only hit like 250 with like 5 home runs. But that's just my opinion. Now, the trade deadline, of course, isn't for a few more months, and the Dodgers did say they'd like to look at internal candidates before deciding anything. So, this very well might not happen, but it's something that's interesting to look at. Iglesias is a guy that's not going to hit much, but he doesn't strike out a lot. Well, he doesn't walk a lot either. Jose Iglesias is one of the hardest players to strike out in the American League. And of course, he's a superb defender, and he already has 4 stolen bases this year. He has decent speed, but he's never been really the best base runner, so that's why he hasn't had many stolen bases. But he does have 4 stolen bases this year, and I believe he has been caught once, or maybe not caught at all. I know at most he's been caught once. And so with the Dodgers having an open spot and one of the best farm systems in baseball, it might behoove the Tigers just to maybe talk to the Dodgers a little bit about this. Not saying that it's going to happen, and the Tigers will not really get much back at all for Iglesias. He is on a hot streak, so they might be able to bump it up a little bit. But they might be able to get a couple fringe prospects, maybe similar to what they got in the Armando Galarraga deal several years back. I know he's a pitcher, but not the best pitcher, but solid. So they were able to get 2 fringe prospects in Kevin Eichhorn and Ryan Hrabowski. Neither of them ever made it to the majors, and neither of them are even with the Tigers anymore, but Hrabowski made it up to AAA, and Eichhorn was one of the Tigers' top 20 prospects for about a season until injuries kind of hurt his career. So, very well, Tigers could get a couple fringe prospects, or maybe at best, one maybe middle of the pack prospect, maybe like a low-end top 30 prospect. But yeah, the Tigers will not get much for Iglesias, but if you're trading with a team with one of the best farm systems in baseball, and you can get at least one of their top 30 prospects, that's pretty good. So, something to look at, something to keep an eye on. More than likely, nothing will transpire until the trade deadline, because the Dodgers do want to look at internal prospects. So, just something I thought I'd throw out there. Like to hear your guys' opinions on the matter, like, do you think they should trade him, like, as soon as possible, or wait till the trade deadline, or maybe even August? I do believe Iglesias is going to get traded this year. There's really no reason why he won't, unless he gets hurt. Even if he's hitting poorly, he's still going to be a good defender. So, I don't see a reason in not trading him, especially since he's a free agent at year's end, and you have his, you already have Dixon Machado, who's going to take over at shortstop, and they would probably bring up Dawal Lugo, who's been doing decently at AAA Toledo, to play second base. So there's really no point in not trading him. But would they do it this soon? And it doesn't look like the Dodgers are really too interested. They might want to get Manny Machado, but they're trying to stay under the luxury tax line. And getting Jose Iglesias would do that while getting a superb defender at shortstop who's not really going to strike out, and who can steal you a few bags possibly. So I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on the matter. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not like and share the video? It'd be much appreciated. And I'll see you guys later. And go Tigers.